Hey, welcome back to the channel. So the Numa Compact by Studiologic. I'm going over this from the perspective of using it as a MIDI controller. I know it is capable of doing much more. It is a dedicated, full-on stage piano you can utilize. You can compare it to, like a Nord Electro. However, for the purpose of this video, I'm looking at it from the perspective of using it as a MIDI controller. So I just want to get that out of the way first. It is not at all limited to that, but this is how I'm reviewing it right now. Or not reviewing it, but more discussing it. Let's use it that way. All right, so one of the first things I want to mention or just show here is like the price. You can pick up a used Numa Compact with a lot of similar features to like a Nord Electro. Even some of the older models, you can pick up a Numa Compact, excuse me, and I'm even talking about the older ones for a lot cheaper. So let's just take a look here. So their latest is like the Numa Compact X SE. Those are going for about like $1,000 and some change. However, the older one, which is one that I have, is the Compact 2X. It's essentially, all of the same features as like the newer version. However, it just has like less sounds. But again, those sounds are things that are built into it. Again, more of your piano sound, synth sounds directly built into, the keyboard. And again, I'm not focusing on that aspect. It's more on the MIDI side. However, any, device controller that I use, if you've seen on the channel, I don't usually just get things that have like, one purpose or one functionality or feature on it. Even when I was talking about my my Akai MPK Mini Play, you see that one also has both sounds built into it, and I use it for a MIDI controller. So I like the versatility and flexibility, but that's another discussion. You can check out, that video. I'll post it somewhere around here. But anyways, Studiologic's Numa Compact. Again, you see the price on some of the used ones here. $550, $549. Shoot, this one's like $419. In comparison, this is $300 local pickup if you're in that area, but on Reverb. In comparison to like the Nord, this is the Nord Electro 2. That's just the rack for $746. The Nord Electro 3 is still $1350 or $1340. Let's see. The 3, this is almost 14. Those are the newer ones. Nord Electro 6. But anyways, you can see the price difference. And I am just mentioning the two in comparison to each other just based off of the features here. So you see, they both have, sliders and drawbars on here. They're both with built-in sounds within it. You definitely can use them both for stage pianos. The difference here, let's see. I see some of these come in at 73 keys. There's 61 keys. However, on the Studiologic Numa Compact, this is a compact, keyboard with 88 keys. So that's the big thing. But all right, this is the comparison side. Let's actually look at the thing. All right, so I keep my Numa Compact under my desk here. It just slides underneath this not tray, but stand that I have that I can just easily slide it in and out. Features. Again, this is 88 keys. If I were to pull out my trusty measuring tape, this measures at just below 50 inches for 88 keys. There's 2 control sticks. The first one controls the pitch bend. You can utilize this for pitch bending if I'm going from left to right, and I can also, engage it going up and down, and it also again controls the pitch. Stick 2, this is for your modulation. It's mapped to both MIDI CC1 and 74. So as I'm going from left to right, this is engaging MIDI CC1. As I go from back to front or up to down, this is going and engaging CC74. This section here on the keyboard, it lists as modulation and percussion. This is modulation select. Percussion, it says harmonic and decay. I actually have these mapped. You can assign your own MIDI CCs to these as well. This is on CC3. I think this one is on 64 and this is on 65. These nice little faders here are also programmable. I have these across different MIDI CCs. I usually try to keep this last one on CC7 so that I can just, quickly control the volume on whatever plugin that I'm using. These other features here are not programmable for MIDI CC. This is more, connected to the sounds directly into the Numa Compact. Again, this is more on the MIDI side. I will mention, though, however, that through the USB cable, I can send the sounds from this audio over USB back into my DAW. However, since my DAW recognizes this as its own audio interface, I would have to change the audio interface within Reaper to utilize that audio over USB feature. But again, that's something different. Don't want to confuse, but just highlight that it's a feature over this, but it is separate and apart from what I'm talking about for the MIDI functionality out of this. So let's switch over to Reaper. All right, let's see. All right, good. You'll see everything. So in this case, on my headphones. Yeah, and real simple. Like the keys feel nice on this. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention on the back here, it does allow for 2 different foot switches. I have one that is connected to my sustain pedal. So regular sustain. If I go to a different one, the other foot pedal. Oh, hold on a second. There we go. My other foot pedal I have is used for expression. In this case, I have my expression pedal controlling the mod on the Polymax. So as you see here, yeah, I'm not changing that with my mouse. That's all from the expression pedal. Other features, controls, I can control the cutoff because I have this mapped to 74. That's like the intro to Whip It. And again, the CC7. Yeah, I think this, again, it functions very well for a MIDI controller. I have these particular buttons set. I can turn on the effects from here. parameters on string instruments. Like, it would have been nice if some of these other, again, buttons over here were also programmable via MIDI CC, but unfortunately they're not. The two banks on here, I just want to highlight the upper and lower. You can set those independently so that you can have this one controlling, the control, the faders with MIDI CCs, and then you can switch over to what do you call it, Zone A and Zone 2 or Zone B, and have a completely different set of MIDI CCs programmed on the faders here. So that's pretty nice. So you're not, locked in to having to use the same CCs across both Zone A and Zone B. So yeah, I think Studiologic's Numa Compact, again, especially if you can find one used online, is a very great value. There's another version that they have. It's the non-X version. It doesn't include the faders on it, and that's even cheaper, but you can probably find them close to the same price. Again, just for the price for the one with the faders, I would suggest getting that if you're looking for a larger 88 key keyboard. And again, you have some sounds built in there. If you just want to practice on the fly without loading everything up, you can do that too. So hopefully this is helpful. Again, this is just me showing you some of the stuff that I use, and again, like I said in previous videos, I rarely pay full price for things. I'm usually getting used gear, but you gotta just be careful. Make sure you're trying to look for imperfections. Reach out to the sellers just so you can get a better understanding of like what is all wrong with it, and be wise about anything you get online. If this is at all helpful, or if you found this interesting, I'd appreciate it if you hit the like button. If you're not a subscriber to this video, please do. I'm almost at 1,000. I will be doing something special when I do hit that 1,000 mark. But I appreciate all you guys, and until next time, peace.